So growing up, there was a few of us, right? What's happening, everyone? It's story time. Yeah, we're going back to our roots on this one. This is just a normal story, yeah, back to our roots on this one. And this one, it's not going to hit hard, but, you know, there's just some things where you can't just leave it. You've got to just get involved, right? Even though it's not your business, you make it your business, right? Now, this kid is my business because he's my old mate. Now, what has happened is he'd been through a lot, mate. He'd been through a lot. He was with his bird took the kids off him and all that. And he had a good job. He was a normal worker. He had a good job. He had his head on his shoulders. He was doing well. He was doing well. And this bird just grounds him down. You could see him change. He stopped him seeing all the lads. Like, when we go round, he'd start fuming. Get them out of my house. We weren't even her house. It was his house. And I'd be like, what is wrong with you? She'd be like, I don't like you. I don't like you, lad. I just don't like the effect you have on him. And I'm like, you don't like the effect you have on him. I have on him. I don't like the effect you have on him. Look at him. He's as shallow as for himself. And he's all like for air, you know what I mean? He's not being cheeky or nothing, but I can tell that he just wants me to go, do you know what I mean? But that's all right, lad. You know, it is. It's your family and all that. And, you know, it is what it is. So I weren't happy about it. But it just is what it is. So there was me and my other mate in there at the time, and we were all proper mates, you know what I mean? And we'd done things for each other, and we'd helped each other, and then as soon as he got this bird, he just started like pulling himself away from us, you know, like not answering the phone, and we'd ask him to come play with us, and he never would, and then, you know, do you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. So, to be fair, I didn't trust his bird, and I didn't like her. She was just one of them birds, live for likes, you know what I mean? Just Instagram, you know? She was a nice looking girl and all that, but it doesn't matter, mate. And he was just like, he wasn't like he's not an ugly lad, but he's not really handsome lad, he's an average lad, so he punched above his league and he got her. So for him, he's buzzing, and you know, if he's happy and he never wants to see me again, then all right, Sam, we'll leave it at that, lad, yeah. But you know what, lads, I'll always be there for you if you need me, whether it be a year, whether it be 2 years, whether it be 5 years, yeah. Just get hold of me if you need me. And he's like, all right, and I knew that was it. So give him a handshake, just give him a hug. I knew it was over. I'm never going back to the house again for the way the bird just spoke to me, ever. And I just, little rat, you know what I mean? So I just knew that was that gone. So let's jump forward 2 years, yeah, let's jump forward 2 years. I haven't seen sight or sound, I haven't heard nothing from him and all that. Still wonder what he's up to and all that. Still ask the lads, nah, no one's seen him, lad, no one's seen him. So I'm sitting there one night and I'm just with my mate, no names on this one yet, no names on this one. I'm with my mate and the phone goes, and I thought, who's that? Unknown number. Not like an unknown number withheld, just a number that I didn't know what it was. I answer it and he's like, what's happening, lad? And I'm like, who's that? He's like, it's me, lad. I'm like, no way, no way, what's happening, lad, you're all right? She's like, lads, I'm in a bit of bother, lads. I said, what do you mean in a bit of bother? I said, where are you in yours? He went, no. He said, I don't live there no more, mate. He went, she kicked me out, lads, took the kid off me. She moved away, she's gone abroad with her dad and all that. And because I never went on the birth certificate, I had no rights. And I said to him, lads, I told you when she was pregnant to make sure you go on a birth certificate. I said, I told you this. And he's going, lads, I know, wish you listen to you. He's going, lads, I need a shoulder, lads. And I'm like, lads, I've got your back, lads. I said, yeah, I'll come and get you now. Where are you? He went, lads, I'm in Sheffield. I said, you're in Sheffield? What do you mean you're in Sheffield, lad? He's like, lad, I'm homeless. I'm like, you're homeless in Sheffield? Why are you in Sheffield? He went, I just ended up here, lad. I don't know, lad. And he was gone, mate. His head was gone. So I'm like, shit. So I'm getting dressed while he's saying it to me on the phone. I'm going to get him, mate. He's coming to mine. I said, so what? He went, I can't leave here, though. I said, why? He said, because I've done something. I said, what have you done? He said, lad, I'll try to get some work off these lads, and they're a bit of a firm round here. He said, and what they've done is they've given me a parcel and they've come and took it back off me, lad, and just like blagged it's been robbed off me. And I was like, oh, mate, I'll just stick in the book. How much do you owe them? He's like, lad, they owed them for half a corner. And I'm like, what? I said, lad, what are you on about, lad? I said, what are you paying me, lad? He put all kinds on. He said, lad, I can't get out, lad. He said, I can't get out, lad. He said, I don't know what I'm going to do, lad. He said, I've got nothing, lad. He said, I'm fucking starving here. And I'm just like, oh, lad. I said, who's the firm? So he told me, so I thought, I'm going to ask you about, because I've never heard of and all that. So I said, just stay where you are, send me the address of where you are. It was like this like sort of bedsit thing, you know, like one of them things where you can sleep overnight free and all that. But he'd been in there for a while. So when I say homeless, he didn't have a home, but he wasn't on the streets, you know what I mean? So this firm, I've just absolutely manipulated him, and absolutely, I can't even believe he's allowed it to that, but he must have been desperate, you know what I mean? Desperate times and desperate measures, mate, you know what I mean? All he had to do was phone me. I would have helped him out. And, you know, what are you doing, lad? So I get on the phone to one of my mates and I'm like, do you know this firm from up by Sheffield? He's like, no. He said, I'll ask you about it and I'll get back to you. I said, lad, hurry up though, lad, because I'm on my way down here now. He went, why is it going off? I said, I don't know, lad. I said, I don't know what's going to happen, lad, but I'm prepared for it to go off, mate, because no one's doing that to none of my mates. You mad, you, mate, we're Scouse, lads. We're not just getting leaded like that, lads. I don't care who you think you are. Now, I know it's your area and your city, but you don't know us, mate. You don't know us, yeah. And guess what? We're coming down now because I'm bringing a few of us anyway, just in case. So I get on the phone. I'm like, lad, come to Sheffield, my wife. Because remember him, yeah, lad, he's in a bit of trouble. Like, lad, where's he been? Like, yeah, sir. And everyone likes him, we respect him. He's been our mate. But like I said to you, when he was with his bird, he just parted ways with us, do you know what I mean? Which was, it's a bad thing to do, mate. You don't do that. You don't go solo when you're with a firm, do you know what I mean? Now, like I say all the time, we're no one but with a firm, do you know what I mean? And we've got each other's back more than most people have got anyone's back, do you get me? I'll treat them better than his family treats them, you know, do you know what I mean? And where's your dad, where's your ma, lad? They've all disowned me, why? Because of that bird? Oh, lad, yeah, and she told me that the kids weren't mine and all, and they're not even grandparents. I was just like, little rat. He's like, lad, I know for a fact it was mine, though. I'm like, lad, I know for a fact it was yours. I know for a fact it was his, do you know what I mean? But she's just done that, and because he's on the birth certificate, what are you supposed to do? There's nothing you can do, is there? She's got full control, full parental rights, so she's legged them now. If you're on a birth certificate and someone wants to take your baby abroad, or wherever they're going, they've got to ask your permission if it's over like 3 months or something like that, or even just, I'm not too sure on the laws, but they've got to ask your permission, but she didn't have to. So she's got with some new lad who was a grafter, just legged them, yeah, with the kids. Oh, mate, so he's in Sheffield now, starving, absolutely good, I've got a pot to piss in. And he's on the phone to me, yeah. Lads, do you know what? I'm coming to get you, lads. We're coming up to get you now. We're coming to get you now. He's like, oh, San. So I thought, you know what? So I've got on the phone, I've got on bookings.com. I've booked a hotel in Sheffield, a nice hotel for all of us, because he's coming with us. There's no way I'm leaving him in there. And I said, all right, so we're flying down now. It was like late night shopping sort of things, you know what I mean? So as we're flying down, we were going to go and get on the motorway on Switch Island, right? And there's a sports shop there. So I said, yeah, come in here. So I've gone in, bought a big out tracky, pair of webs, you know what I mean? Just everything I could, just to like, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to turn up and he's sitting there and all like, all minty clothes, ripped, you know what I mean? I'm not happening. So we ended up on the motorway, we're flying up, we ended up getting to Sheffield and all that, we go to this gaff. So I phoned him like, we're outside, he's like, yeah, I said, can we come in? He's like, I'm not allowed to come in. I said, yeah, I said, get whatever you need for the night, I've got a hotel. He's like, oh, have you? Yeah. Mate, you should have seen the state of when he walks out of the gaff. I was just like, lad, how long have you had them clothes on for? He's like, lad, I'm not even allowed to use the wash machines or nothing, lad. He said, lad, it's like, I just get tethered, lad, and I'm like, lad, how are you that skinny? What's going on, lad? And he's breaking down, he doesn't really want to straight on because we're all there. So he's holding a straight face, gets into this hotel. So I've got these bag of clothes, I'm like, lad, get upstairs now, get a shower, get your shit together and all that. Look at the state here, lad. He's like, I know. So I've been like, mate, so I've been like, lad, we need a raise and no, just try and get this, said to the fella in Sheffield, is there any like 24-hour like supermarket? He's like, yeah. So while he's getting himself together, I've gone to the supermarket, bought him some clippers, a Mach 3 and just all that, some after shit. No, do you know what I mean? As you would for your mate. Yeah, as you would for your mate. So I've gone over being like, lad, sort your head out. There's all the clothes and you know what, you just seen him. And mate, he was made up, and lads, I don't even want the credit for it, yeah. Lads, I told you, so he's got himself together, he's got all spruced up and that, looking proper back to normal again. He's got all his new clothes and all that. I'm like, lad, are you hungry? He's like, lad, I'm starving. So we go down, and this gaff where he was, they serve food all night. I think it was outside caterers that come in, whatever. So we've just got down steaks, and we're all sitting there, we're all having a laugh. And you can just see that he's just back at home, right? So then my other mate phones me, he's like, lad, I know who these kids are. I said, he was like, lad, they're only Muslims down there, you know. I said, I thought he might be. He said, remember your old mate? I said, who? He's like, the half-caste kid from Sheffield. I went, yeah. He went, lad, he knows them. I said, does he? Yeah. I said, go on, I'll phone him now. So I put the phone down from him, phones with a mate. I'm like, what's happening? He's like, yeah, Scouse, what's happening, lad? I'm like, what's happening? I said, where are you? He's like, such. I said, lad, do you live anywhere near? And then give him the hotel. He's like, yeah. I said, are you busy now? He went, no. I said, lad, get around me and a few lads up there. He's like, go ahead, can I bring a few of mine? I'm like, yeah, you can. Because in this hotel, you could just do what you want. It was a proper bar and, you know, you could, people who never had a room, you could go in and you could have a bevy and have a skin, all that sort of sound. So a few of them have come in, right? And they've seen the lad who I'm with there, and he's led on to him. I said to him, do you know him? He's like, yeah. He said, he works for such and such. I said, works? He said, he doesn't work for because when he works, when you get paid, lad. And he went, something's gone on. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, come with me. He said, do you want to stripe? He's like, yeah. So goes up to the hotel room with this lad from Sheffield. Now, this lad from Sheffield, he's a banger. He's a hard kid, yeah. I've done bits with him before, but I haven't really seen him for a while. Still got his number, so it's not like we fell out or like that. I just haven't seen him for a while. So he's like, come in. So he goes upstairs, having a stripe. I'm saying to him, lad, we've been terrorising. And he went to me, after he went, lad, listen to me now. He said, I'll do them. He said, we'll do them for you. I said, what do you mean? He went, lad. I said, no. I said, I want to do it myself. I said, you know, he's come round here. These are all thinking that Scouse and Muslims and all that, the way they've been treating him, lad. They've had him to the wall, putting all bills on him and all that. He went, lad, I heard about that. I said, and what do you think? He went, lad, it was a set-up. He went, I don't know for the fact it was a set-up. He said, but lad, it's not my business. I'm like, I know. I said, but it's my business. He's like, all right, Sam. He said, well, what happened was they gave him something and then they took it back off him. And I went, yeah, lad, they were all laughing about it and all that. All that, yeah, Scouse has come up, thinking he's on one. Lad, he doesn't even think he's on one. And, you know, we've done this, we've done that. Has he, yeah. All right, Sam, let's see what happens now then. So I'm thinking, do you know what? He's picked on the wrong person here, mate. He's picked on, and do you know what? He's coming with us, yeah, because he's never, ever coming back to Sheffield. I don't care what happens, he's coming to man. So I said to the lads, where can I get a bally from him? He says, how many do you need? I said, lad, just one or two will do. He said, let me phone me mate now, because they were active anyway, so they're like us, but just in Sheffield, so they've got things around them, do you know what I mean? They've got all kinds around them. And I respect this kid, and he respects me. It's a mutual thing with proper sounds, and I mean proper sounds, you know what I mean? Although we don't really see each other much, doesn't matter what proper sounds. So he phones his mate up, and he's like, yeah, come on in, bring me a taser, and that's so he has a taser, because he was like, do you want to go heavy? He said, no. I said, I don't want to start going heavy, because to get back from Sheffield, lads, in a car framed up, do you know what I mean? Because there's going to be like 6 of us in the car now, do you know what I mean? And, you know, if some bang-ons happens, if someone gets the car, we're going to get nicked on the way back. He's like, all right, sound. He said, so what? He said, what do you want then? I said, lads, what, a taser or whatever. He's like, go on, I'll get you a taser. He said, I've got gas in that there. I said, all right, sound. So we're sitting there and like, I'm starting to wind myself up and I'm talking to my mate, and my mate's just like, you know what, he's just breaking down. He's going to me, lad, I can't believe what I've done to you. So I'm like, lad, you never done nonsense. He's like, lad, I did. He said, lad, I feel ashamed. He said, lad, I swerved you for a bird. He said, lad, you told me everything. Lad, you know what I mean? And everyone, all of us, me and all lads who have come away, we're just like, lad, shut up, lad. Fucking hell, we're all hugging and that, all like playing pool, and you know what I mean? And I could just see the lad, he didn't do nothing wrong to us. He didn't, because he was having a kid and he was with his bird, so he's put his family first. That's okay. We don't hold nothing like that against you, lads. Yeah, lads, we don't. The only thing I'm holding against you is why didn't you phone me as soon as it happened, lads? He's like, lads, I was going to, but I don't know, lad. He said, I just felt like, you know, like our bonds were broke. I'm like, shut up, lad. I said, lad, I'm your mate for life, lad. I said, I'm your mate for life. And he's like, he's not crying, but you can see he's holding it back, do you know what I mean? And I'm mugging him, and we're all just hugging and that, you know. To look at it from the outside, we was told, what are all these doing there off the bench? Just all of us hugging, like, lad, listen, we've got your back and that. And then there's a few kids who I'm with there who we've come with, these aren't messing around, right? None of us are messing around, you know what I mean? So then this kid comes back with a little bag and that, there's a few ballies in there and all that, sound. I said, where are we going? He went, lad, they've got this shop. It's like an offie, what they've got, and they all sit in the back of it and all that. I said, yeah. I said, will he be there now? He went, yeah. I said, is there any ways to get in? He went, I don't think there is. I said, I don't think you can get in the back way. I said, all right. I said, did he know you? He went, yeah. He went, lad, I can't really get involved. I said, all right, no problem, lad, no problem. He went, but I know someone who hates him, and he'll be happy to jump on with you, lad. He said, but you know, it's up to you if you want to work with him. I said, who is he? He went, lad, he's an handy lad. He said, he's in my firm, but he's not in my main firm. He's like in a firm who I go with, but he hates him, lad. And lad, he'd love to do something like that. I'm like, get him on him. I said, what's his name? He said, such. And I thought, I'm sure that name rings a bell. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how or where, but I'm sure that name rings a bell. Because I've been to Sheffield loads of times, and I've been out with all lads. I've been in apartments, I've been in parties, you know, I've stayed down there and all that. So I'm not familiar with the setup and how it works around there, graft-wise, the underworld. But I know that this firm who I go with around there, they might be the major players, but they're with the major players, that they do bits with them, do you know what I mean? So they're all right. So this kid gets phones up and he's on loudspeaker. He's like, what? He said, lads, what do you mean, all Scousers? So he said, yeah, I get the phone. He said, what's happening, lad? He's like, all right, mate. He said, what's going on? I said, so I told him briefly. And he went, yeah. I said, I'm going to do him, lad. And I said, do you want to be a part of it? I said, your mate is? And he went, yeah. He went, lad, yeah. He said, I'll be there in minutes. So then this kid walks in, and this kid he looked handy. He was a bit of a juice head and all that. Looked handy, do you know what I mean? So he's like, what's that? So this kid's already brought a bally with him and all that. So he's keen, do you know what I mean? So I said to me, yeah. So I said to the lad, who was in Sheffield originally, yeah, get with us then. He's like, what? I said, you're not wearing a bally? And he's like, yeah, sound, lad. He's going to me, lad, I can't believe. He said, lad, I'm proper powered up. I said, yeah. I said, I know, yeah. I said, what's this then, lad? So this other kid who just come now, because I can't name names, it's going to be quite hard to follow it, but just try and stay me on this one, because I'm just trying to get it all out so fast. So he's saying, we'll go round the back like that. He said, and lad, if we start just kicking the door, he'll unlock the door, because the door's a metal door. And I said, how do you know? He went, lad, I've been in there. He said, I know the setup of the gaff. I said, yeah. He said, they've got a little gym in there as well. He said, a few of them sit in there. I said, did other people come there? He went, yeah. I said, well, what happens if we do something and there's other people there? He went, I don't think no one will stand on for them, like, because the rats, you know what I mean? So I think it'll just be like, they're just using the gym, whatever. So we were prepared anyway, because we knew that, you know, worst case, there's going to be a few of them, but there's a few of us, yeah. So there's like 6 of us now, Scousers, right? And then there's the lad who might contact us up there in Sheffield, but he's not playing a part of it because he can't, because whatever, he's tangled up. But then there's this other lad. So there's 7 of us, right? So there's 7 of us. So I said to them, yeah, we'll go in your car and my car. He's like, all right, sound. So we parked my car around the side where it was like a little units. There were like units, and then there was only like 2 shops open. One of them was like a massage parlour, but that was locked. You can't get in or out of it anyway. And then there was this like an office sort of thing, do you know what I mean? So we've gone round the back and that. And where the cameras was, my mates ran up the fire exit round and just turned the camera round. So what I mean? So this other kid's been booting the door. Soon the door's open, right? I've just gone bang, just cracked this lad. We've just rushed him in the gaff, yeah. And my mates there with no bag on, remember? So as we ran in, they just wasn't prepared, mate. Now if you're sitting off in a gaff like that, you're going to be prepared. You'd have like manoeuvres, you'd have setups, you'd have what you're going to do if someone does this. They were brand new, mate. They absolutely parcels. So we've just ran in right now. You're sitting in your shop thinking you're on top of the world, yeah. Your door goes, you open the door, you've just been dropped, and it's just like Scousers in your gaff in Sheffield with ballies on, yeah, and the one without the bally on. So I've got this kid, I said, who is it? He went to him, so I said, you come here now, sit down there. I said, get me something to tie him away, lad. So we've got this blue rope, I don't know what it was off, but it's like a big roller rope. So I've wrapped this kid up, yeah, so I'm just smacking him in the face. I'm saying, do you think we're Muppets, lad? And he's going, no. I said, what have you done to him, lad? He's like, he owes me dough. I said, does he? Yeah. I said, I've been told that you took the parcel back. And he's like, what? So we make sure whip the blade out, just put it right to his face. I went, lad, tell the truth now, did you? And he's like, yeah. I said, why? And he went, oh, lad, and I just said to him, mate, lad, give it to him. So my mate just ran over, the one who was up there, and just absolutely give it to him. I'm saying, you know, if you ever in your life even think of anything like that again, you know, if you ever see him again and you do anything to him, lad, I'll fucking melt this gaff with you in it, lad, you understand me? And he's just gone white. So there's a little bit of scuffles going on. So the lad who works on the shop front, he's grabbed a bottle, or like a beer bottle, thinking that's going to do something. So because he's done that, he showed aggression. Mate, he's just being ragged in the room as well. The office being locked, yeah, back in 10 minutes, mate, and he just ends up getting it. Not to the extreme where you know, they're going to, but they got it heavy, do you know what I mean, got it heavy. And I'm like, what? And he was going, my mate who was up there was going to me, lad, he was saying to me as well, go and get all your Scousers and all that, go and get your Scouse firm. I went, was he? Yeah. So I'm going saying, here's a Scouse firm, lad, what? And he was going, boo, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry, you little fart, you're only Muppets, lad, and just smacked them everywhere again. Mate says to me, lad, there's red cashy bags there. Said, yeah. Said, take the dough. Said, we're taking all your dough, lads. So we took all the dough. Said, open the fucking till as well. So under the till, what he had, you know, like where you got a till, when you take the little compartments off, there was all like 20s and that there. Said, sound, and I seen a drop safe. So I thought, is that a drop safe, yeah? You know, where you put the chutes down. I said, where's the drop safe, lad? He's like, I said, get the drop safe, lad. So he gets the keys, goes downstairs, and it was a boss setup, because what it was like a chute. So when it gets to a certain amount of money, like £200, he put them in canisters and put it in the chute. It goes down into the main safe, yeah. Took a lot off them, took everything off them, yeah. Took the hard drive, smashed everything up. See you later, you little firm and mings, yeah. Don't ever in your life put it on Scousers like that, yeah. Thinking the weak, lads, because you don't know who they know, yeah. And guess what? Where he knows. See you later, you firm and Muppets. That was it, job done. So we stayed in the hotel, right, and then the next day we get off and all that. So my phone's been blown up now, So I'm answering the phone, I'm on loudspeaker in the car on my back, and it's this lad. Now this lad's a heavy kid in Sheffield, right? And I don't know him personally, but I've spoken to him a few times with one of my big mates, you know what I mean? And he went, I've just been told that you just done that. I said, yeah. He said, what happened there? So I told him that. I went, why? Is there some sort of problem, lad? He went, no. He said, no. He said, no, mate. He said, but you know what, lad? He said, no, if you want to do something like that next time for us, he said, just give us a little heads up. I said, why? Because, lad, that could have been someone I know. I said, I know. I said, I'll be honest with you, lad. I said, you know, we're all right, lad. I said, you know, I'm not looking to start no wars, nothing like that, lad, but it doesn't matter if you didn't want it, lad. We were doing it anyway because of what he done. And he was just like, is that right? I said, that is right, lad, yeah. That is right, lad, yeah. Yeah, you've got me number if you want to do anything about it, lad. Now, we were sound, honestly. So, anyone from Sheffield, listen to this now. Listen to me now. Listen, love yous all, yeah. I've got loads of respect for all yous, yeah. But sometimes things just happen, don't they? So if it's a good way around, I'd expect you to do the same for one of your boys, yeah. Now, the lad who the main fella, about 6 months later, I was at a party with some main lads, and he come in, and it was sounds, it was proper sounds, you know, and everything was all good and that. So, you know, we were laughing about it. He's like, yeah, they were only Muppets, lad. I said, like, coming at me like that on the phone. He went, oh, lad, he said, behave, lad. He said, you know, lad, he said, we're all sound, and 2 bits for your mates and all that. And we ended up being sound, that. So I've ended up going back down to Sheffield with him a few times, and I've met all the main lads around there. So let's just not get that mistaken, yeah. There's Muppets and there's rats in every area. It means nothing. But you start messing around like that, you start like terrorising and bullying people, mate. What did you expect? What did you expect? To expect that you're just doing that? Yeah? No, wouldn't expect to do the way around either. So, shout to the Sheffield division, you know who you are, yeah? Scouser out.